She is a lifestyle engineer and a digital wealth creator, passionate about financial empowerment. You're tuned in to Wealth Mindset with Marsha-Gaye Miles.
All right. Happy Saturday, happy weekend. Welcome to the Wealth Mindset Show. It's your girl, Marsha-Gaye Miles here, and I'm super excited to be with you here the first Saturday in February to share on the Wealth Mindset. You know, it is said that our lives are transformed when we renew our minds, and a wealthy life is therefore the product of a wealthy mindset. So the Wealth Mindset Show seeks to renew the minds with proven plans, principles, and philosophies that will establish the right paradigms, the right belief systems for prosperity in all areas of your life. With the wealthy mindset, entrepreneurs and wealth seekers will be empowered to activate, to innovate, to create and elevate in order to serve and thrive. We're not just about surviving in 2022. We've been surviving long enough. We're coming to thrive. So we will inspire people of color with that to create wealth and to leave an inheritance, and most importantly, a legacy. And that legacy will absolutely create a brand new generation of wealthy mindsets and therefore wealthy people. So again, Marsha-Gaye Miles is my name. Welcome to the Wealth Mindset Show. I am a lifestyle engineer and a digital wealth creator, and I actually do this from Jamaica. So big up yourself. I'm from Jamaica, and I'm super excited because you see, there are a lot of persons that I have discovered in my journey of educating, empowering, and enriching in the financial space, right? That have a weak wealth mindset. What's a weak wealth mindset? Well, I'm glad you asked. It is the fact that you have the information, you've been educated, you actually already have heard a lot of the things that we have shared on these conversations, but you're not implementing. There is a gap, and therefore we need to bridge that gap. And don't worry, you are not alone. I promise you, I absolutely was just like you. That's why I'm so excited and so enthused about this particular show, because I already know that if this journey has helped me to develop and continually strengthen my mindset, it will absolutely do the same for you, so that we can all enjoy the wealth that we so deserve in 2022 and beyond. So again, you know, buckle your seatbelts and get ready for today's episode, because on today's episode, I'm going to be doing some more teaching. So for the past few weeks, we've been doing a lot of education. Now, yes, conversations are educational, but these particular episodes have been a series of education with targeted objectives. So on today's episode, I have the absolute pleasure of educating you on a topic that is near and dear to my heart, and it's called What to Do with a Dollar. I'm going to try and do the pose like the girl. What to do with a dollar? Listen to me. This is so important. So, you know, as I've always said, if you're driving, pay attention by listening. If you feel to pull over, grab a notebook, take some notes. If you are home, get a notebook. This is only going to be 15 minutes long. Get some notes taken, because what you are going to receive is information that, of course, I learned from people who have absolutely been doing this full time. They have done it in their own lives. They have applied these principles. It has transformed their lives. They live by it. And I too have been doing some of this as well. Guys, this is not an overnight success. It's a journey, and we're all always continually growing and learning. So be patient with yourself. Give yourself grace, but you still need to get the right information so you can have the transformation you are seeking in your life. So again, as mentioned, we're going to jump right into understanding what to do with a dollar. So there are really 5 main areas where your money goes every month. I repeat that. There are 5 main areas. I should actually rephrase that and say your money should go every month to these 5 main areas. But before we talk about where your money should go, there is an understanding that you need to have. Your money should have a purpose. I repeat, your money should have a purpose. Like, there needs to be a reason that you're spending this money. Your money has potential. You understand that money is just energy, and that energy will flow and to you and from you. So it has that potential to do things. But if it doesn't have the right purpose, then its true potential will never be seen. Let's think about that. And your money must also have a strategy and a plan towards a goal. A lot of people don't understand that money can be strategic. It's a tool for your benefit. I need you to understand that. That's why we're having this wealth mindset show, because you have to understand that the mindset about money is not that it's to make you look away or to spend a certain way or to be rich or to floss or to, as we say in Jamaica, braff, which means to go out and have some fun and just spend a lot of money for the excitement and the show. It has a plan and a strategy and a goal if you understand, therefore, how to use it. So the first thing you have to understand, the first purpose that money should have, is towards your lifestyle or your daily living. We will say living expenses. So first of all, you have to understand how much money is required for you to live. You know, I would often go to a lot of budget sessions and seminars, and I'm going to tell you the truth, guys. You know, I'm going to keep it real with you. A lot of these sessions I find are giving you fixed numbers and hypotheticals. And the truth is they do not know your business, meaning they don't know how much money you need to live. They don't know what's going on in your life. Even I don't know what's going on in your life. So as we say, take this with a grain of salt. This is a framework. If you do not fit in it exactly, that's okay. Do not get frustrated. Look at it as therefore something to work towards. But again, have grace with yourself and therefore take this information, make the changes, right? But I've found in many of these conversations, people will tell you exactly how much you should be earning, how much you should be spending. And the world has changed. The situations have changed. Heck, we're in the middle of a pandemic still. So again, have grace on yourself, but let's see how we can, therefore, see where we are, see how much we need to live, and then therefore make that adjustments going forward. All right? I'm here with you on it, okay? So how much do you need to live? You have to track it. You have to track it. So if you don't run a budget for your home or for your life, you don't have that number. All right? We need that number. So this is though the moment where we pull up our socks. You know, you put on the big girl panties, right? And men, we pull up our socks. We have to know that number. This is time to face the truth. And you're going to get a pen and a paper. Or if you're like tech savvy and you have some kind of budgeting app or an Excel spreadsheet, whatever is most comfortable for you. This is not one size fits all. But I need you to find that number out. If you do not know that number right now, that's okay. That's okay. Again, grace. Okay. We're going to find it out though. So starting Monday, here are a few tips that you're going to be implementing. The first tip is that you need to track it. So if you need to have a little notepad, or actually this is what I do. I promise you, I do this. If I could show you my phone, I create a WhatsApp group between my husband and I on my phone. And every time I spend money, I just write it in there. And I said, pay this bill, that. It really isn't for him to know. It really isn't about him. It's just that on the go, we're in our phones every day. So that's my little hack. I just write it in there. So at the end of the day, I can now transfer it to our Excel spreadsheet, or at the end of the week if I got too busy on the day. Because I need to know how we're spending money. It's amazing to me how we will have $200 US, because I know it's an international call, I'm going to say $200 US, and all of a sudden we don't, and we really can't remember what we did with that money. And that's the problem. Guys, if you have a leak, you need to fix the leak. And sometimes you'll realize it wasn't something important, and we could have assigned or purposed that money to something more important. So guys, we have to track it. So to grow your numbers, because we're looking to create wealth, you have to know your number. To grow, you have to know. Track it. Another hack, keep the receipts for everything that you spend on. But Marsha, some of these things don't have a receipt. Ask for them. Most institutions that you purchase from or you do transactions with, they can give you a receipt, even if it's manual. Ask for your receipts. Ask for them. I actually have an alert on all my debit cards. So whenever I use my cards, guess what? I get an email so I can always go back and see what was done during the week. The same thing happens with your credit cards, right? So you can set up a system that will allow for you to track, but you have to know the numbers. So your first assignment is to make sure you're tracking from this Monday going into next Sunday. All right? Drawing a line in the sand, we're going to start tracking. And we're going to do this week. And then we're going to do it the week after. And the goal is to do it for the rest of February. We want to be able to identify what that number is. No more guesstimating. No more of that. Know your numbers, okay? Now, there is a proposed goal. There's a book that we're going to recommend. I'm going to mention it now. It's called The 5 Wealth Secrets by Craig Hill. And in that book, he recommends that you should actually have a total of your living expenses, meaning the day-by-day things you need to live. These are your needs, okay? Your income, meaning all the money is coming into your household. So if it's you alone, it's your income and all your incomes. If it is you and a partner, it's yours and theirs together. What is coming into the household combined? And if you have children, and these children, like I have a bonus son, okay? And he's an adult. He's like a young adult and he earns. Therefore, his comes into it as well, right? We all have to then play our part in advancing the household. 50% of that total should go to our living expenses. So when you know your number and you realize, boy, we're about 50, we might be at 80, some are at 90, some are at 100, some are beyond 100, meaning you spend more each month than you actually earn. Well, when we know that number, now we have a goal. We need to move it to at least less than I earn, so 99. Then we come to 80, then we're coming to 70, then 60, and you set your intention to get to 50%. So that's the first thing. And therefore, if it is now that you're realizing that, listen, I'm not at 50%, then now you need to have a plan. How do I make sure that I get it to 50%? Here's tip number 2. You need to earn more and spend less. A lot of people automatically go towards saying, I'm going to spend less. But let's get real now. Let's just get real. The other day, I started evaluating some ways to spend less. So first of all, cooking more home prep meals, less restaurant, less ordering in, definitely saved me some money. So that's a good tip. Another tip was looking at all these subscriptions. I realized I was spending a lot of money on subscriptions. I had to evaluate, was this subscription something I needed, right? Or is it something that I was just paying for monthly? And in evaluating some of them, I realized some of them I didn't need now. So I kind of paused them with the intention to resume them later to give my budget, my income more room, right? And some of these things I pay for monthly, like my cell phone package. Did you know that in investigating my package, I realized that I was able to get a more affordable package that gave me more minutes and more data because they had restructured the bundles of the packages, and I've had mine for years, and they have more modern ones that allow for me to spend less and get more. But they're not trying to call you to tell you that. You need to go and investigate for yourself. It's your money. Track your money. So in doing that, guys, I promise you, I saved $20 a month on my cell phone package. Got more data, more minutes, just because I decided to investigate for myself. Because someone told me to do it, just like I'm telling you to do it. So what can you evaluate? Can you get a better cable plan, a better data plan, a better cell phone package? What are you spending money on monthly that maybe that package has been modernized, upgraded, giving you more for less money? Check it out, and you will only know that when you start knowing where your money goes to. This was the hardest one to get through because this is really weighted. When you therefore know it and you know how you can spend less money, a lot of the times even spending less probably only gives us a 5% extra in that income. So how do we get to only spending 50% when we have saved as much as we can? The reality is we will have to earn more. You just need to earn more money. And I'm going to touch on that later, some ways that we can earn more. All right. So second way, savings. You really should be spending about 10% of your total income should be going to savings. That's a recommendation. Again, if you can't do 10, start with 2, then get to 5, then get to 7, then get to 10. Again, it's a journey, okay? You can actually set out to say, by December, I wanted to have this perfect plan. But until then, can we do it in increments? Now, what are savings? These are monies to be put aside. Guys, this is not money to be invested. We're going to talk about investing money in another slide. But this is money that you are just to put aside. But what am I putting it aside for, Marsha? Well, these are the ways we can be putting it aside for. First of all, you can actually aim to get it to 10%, or you can aim to have a part of your savings dedicated to emergency funds. An emergency fund is really what it is described as, for emergencies. So how about, you didn't plan for the bursted tire, you were driving on the highway and all of a sudden you lost 2 tires. Ooh, that's gonna hit you, and it's not cheap. So we need to now purchase these new tires. Where are we getting this money from? Oh, I had an emergency fund. I had some savings. I won't have to sacrifice paying for this bill to take care of the tires because I have been saving some monies. So I'm going to touch that money for that, and you can even have a goal to say, hey, my emergency fund is going to actually be equal to 1 month of my income, and then eventually want to grow it to 3 months and 6 months. Imagine having 6 months aside of how much you're needing to bring into your household. Then when an emergency, like I've lost my job, happens, an emergency, like my husband loses his job, happens, and God forbid that I cancel that. We're not having that in 2022. But if those things happen, because the reality is we're not in control of our jobs. We're grateful to have them, but we're not in control of them. The employers are. What will happen if that happens? You had already had 6 months aside put down. Excellent. Or you had 3 months. Excellent. Or even 1 month. Excellent. So you have some breathing room to not worry and to stress. But because you are diligent with your savings, you have it aside. You need a debt canceling fund. I know it's not on the slide, but I thought about it after. You need to have a fund where you're putting monies aside to cancel debt. Oh my gosh, I know it's stressful, but what are we doing about it? How about this goal of 10% putting aside is going towards debt? And by the way, you don't need to take all 10% for one thing. You can save 10% and say 5% of it is going towards debt, 5% towards emergencies. Or maybe 5% towards debt, 3% towards emergencies, and then 2% towards my fun fund. Vacations are coming up. I want to have some fun. I'm living my life, huh? Put it aside, 2% of the 10, okay? What about a car loan or a car that you want to purchase? Maybe a goal to put down monies for a house. You need to put monies aside. This is what this savings is for, okay, guys? So you need to determine what's important to you, but what I'm here to tell you is one thing is certain is change, and changes don't announce themselves. And if you get caught off guard with a change, then guess what? you're going to be impacting more important things for your lifestyle. So that's why we need savings. Now, the next one is investments. You need to actually goal or aim towards having 20% of what's coming in going towards investments. Now, what's an investment? The purpose is that this is an account set aside for the multiplication of your money. Maybe one day I'm going to just speak on what investments and why it's so important in this day and age. But let me just give you one tip. Inflation, which means the fact that your money has less value and the fact that everything is more expensive. So look at my hands. Imagine there's no inflation. My $100 can buy $100 worth of things. Awesome. But now we have inflation, which means my $100 can buy less things. So there's a separation between what your money could have bought and what it can buy now. And the things, because of inflation, the business owners have to raise the prices. So there's a huger gap between what your money could do and what you're trying to achieve. To play catch up, your money needs to run towards it. And the only way your money runs towards that is through investments. It's through multiplying it. If your money isn't multiplying itself to catch up, your money and your accounts are getting left behind. It's a reality. We need to wake up to it. You should be investing. This is monies that you need to just put aside for multiplication purposes. But what should I multiply in? I don't know. But what I do know is don't put all your eggs in one basket. Diversify. Here are a few options. Insurance companies have investment packages. You can start a business. Hey, remember I said earn some more money. Guys, start a business. Exchange your services for money. Start a wholesale resale business. We live in one of the greatest times to create wealth right now. Online monies can be made. Yes? Create an asset digitally, sell it online. Learn how to do that so that you can earn more money. Multiply that money, right? You can do currencies investments. Listen, I do foreign exchange trading. I do cryptocurrency trading. I invest through that particular place. My monies are multiplied over there, right? There are real estate trust funds that you can actually invest in. No, I don't have $10,000 to invest in an actual property, but there are companies that pull the funds together and do real estate investments. How about having my money still growing in real estate, but I don't have as much? So there's an option for me. Mutual funds are there for persons, funds put together that allow for you to have others manage it, for your monies to grow. Retirement funds. Let's not talk about that. That's another conversation we're going to touch on later on one of the wealth mindset episodes. But guys, we need to invest. Bridge the gap. Okay. Now, giving. Listen, I'm huge on this one. I am huge on this one. The word says, give and it shall come back to you. Press down, shaking together and running over, which very simply means the more you give, the more you get. The more you give, the more you get. It's a principle of success, by the way. There is a reason why all the billionaires always give. They may not be giving for the right intentions, but they do understand that there is a principle of wealth creating around it. I give because I love to give. This is money you are giving away. You are not expecting to get this back. But Marsha, oh my gosh, I don't have enough for my expenses. I don't have enough. I don't. But I'm here to tell you, in the spiritual realm, if you are not even giving $1, you don't have, but give from your lack, it's almost as if you gave $1 million. Persons who give from their lack, that is even recognized as so much more. That's so much more. Facts, Satin Brownie says, that's facts. You need to give. Now, traditionally they say, there we go. Giving is not just money. You see, now we're talking. It's not just money. Yesterday, I was on a leadership session and the person in the session spoke about giving. And then they said something. They said, and you need to give to people that you can't get anything in return from. A lot of people only give, and when Satin says not just money, they only give in a space knowing that that contribution builds the person, and if the person is built up, then it gives back to you. How about giving expecting no return? Even if it's your service or your time, your knowledge, your wisdom, and expecting no return. Can you imagine? Listen, give. But if it's money, you can aim for 10 to 15%, right? 10% in tithing, charitable contributions, offerings, you name it. Outreach programs, you name it. And then you can have a section that's just called helps. Listen, especially Black people, hi. I don't know any demographic more than us that gets a phone call of, we need your help. A family member, a long lost cousin, we need your help. Yeah? Oh, that's strong. Give where you do not live. Give where you do not live. Separate your giving from your place of working. Absolutely. See, there we go. That was what I was saying earlier. So yeah, I was mentioning the helps fund. That's the money you don't expect to get back. Have some money aside for those phone calls and budget it. Like, I had to learn that because I was the person that said, how much you need? Okay, give. Now, because it's budgeted and it's tracked, I will give out of that fund. And then when that fund is done, it's done for the month of February. And I legit will just say, hey, check me back in March. Maybe I can help you then because I know I have the fund again for it in March. It helps the person that's the giver to not give even of their everything of themselves. Okay. Now, the last thing is investing in you. Now, this is actually a slide that I created, and we're wrapping up with this last one. You want to invest in you because we do live in the greatest time, and I'm going to break this down probably in a full episode coming forward. But we live in the greatest time to create wealth. I mentioned it. We have online, internet, information is there, left, right, and center. You can now be online and just sell a lot of things, exchange services for a lot of things. But how do you start? Where do you start? What do you do? All of that. You need to therefore have some money aside every month to get ready for the opportunity to learn. You need to get some education. You need some information. You need some coaching. You need mentorship. And in many of these cases, that ain't free. Because if it's free, you're investing your time. But if you don't have the time to invest, you need to get some money and invest in a coach, someone who has the results. I spoke about this on one of the episodes before. They have the results you seek, and they're willing to exchange that information, but you need to pay them for their time. But that compresses your time. So put that money aside. Why should you spend money on courses? Because you are your greatest asset. If you're not building you in this age of information that allows for you to turn your information into an asset to make even more money, then guess what? You're never going to bridge this gap. You need to invest in you. You are your biggest asset. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. That's it for today. I'm 100% sure that you absolutely got value today. It's been your girl, Marsha-Gaye Miles, with the Wealth Mindset Show. The book of the month or the week actually is The 5 Wealth Secrets. You can get it on Family All the Way /wealth. The 5 Wealth Secrets by Craig Hill. Cop that book. A lot of these principles and more are there, and you'll be encouraged to absolutely knock out your wealth goals for 2022. And it was my absolute pleasure to share this with you. Continue liking, subscribing, and sharing. Make sure you bless somebody else by sharing this content with them, like how it has blessed you. Give, and it will come back to you. It's your girl, Marsha-Gaye Miles. God bless you. All things are possible to them that believe, and we're believing all the way through for something new in 2022. See you next week. Bye for now.
Are you ready for the weekend?
Weekends on UME Radio. Get the UME Radio app.
Weekends on UME Radio. The sun is up and so are we. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram and Facebook, all at UME Radio.
UME Radio. Positive entertainment 24/7. Subscribe on YouTube and click the notification bell.
International.